Today we will start with another new topic, that is thyristor commutation techniques. What are commutation techniques? The techniques which are used to turn off the thyristors are known as thyristor commutation techniques. Now, why we have to use these techniques to turn off the thyristor? Actually, thyristors are used as switches to turn on or off power to the load. Actually, these thyristors are used at high voltages, and these thyristors are actually used as switches to turn on or turn off the power to the load. Now, to turn off the power, we first of all turn off the conducting thyristor. So, to turn off the conducting thyristors, we used commutation techniques. By using these techniques, we will first turn off the conducting thyristor, that is from conducting mode to non-conducting mode, and then the thyristor can turn off the power to the load. Now, how to turn off the thyristor? Actually, there are two basic techniques or two basic methods to turn off the thyristor. A thyristor can be turned off from conducting mode. The basic method is to make the anode of the thyristor negative. Anode of the thyristor to make negative with respect to cathode. Okay, this is also known as voltage commutation. Actually, what we do, as we all know that in a thyristor, this is anode, this is cathode, and this is gate. We always make anode positive and cathode negative. This is the forward biased thyristor. But to turn off this thyristor, what we have to make? We have to change the polarities of this thyristor. That is, we have to make this anode terminal negative as it was positive earlier. If we able to do that, then the thyristor automatically turn off, and this turn off method is known as voltage commutation, and this turn off method is known as voltage commutation. Now, the second method is reduce the holding current value. Reduce the holding current value. In a thyristor, there are two kinds of current. First is known as holding current, and second is known as latching current. Latching current is actually used to turn on the thyristor. If the current through the thyristor is greater than the latching current, then only the thyristor can be turned on. So, latching current is actually used in turn on process. But here we are studying the turn off process. Holding current is the current which is used to turn off the thyristor. That is, if we make the current flowing through the thyristor below the holding current value, then the thyristor will automatically turn off. That is, if the current through the thyristor is less than holding current, then the thyristor will automatically turn off. And in this turn off method, we are actually using the current values. So it is known as current commutation. That is, the turn off process using different current values. The earlier we have discussed is the voltage commutation, in which we have changed the polarities of the anode terminal, that is from positive polarity to the negative polarity. So these were the two basic methods to turn off the thyristor, that is voltage commutation methods and current commutation method. We have to turn off, if we have to turn off the thyristor, we have to apply any one of the following method. Now now we will discuss the another important thing, that is the reverse voltage must be applied for a time equal to the turn off time of SCR. Otherwise, a re-application of positive voltage will cause thyristor to conduct even without a gate signal. That is, if we have applied a reverse bias across this thyristor, this reverse bias should be maintained for a time equal to the turn off time of SCR. That is, we have to maintain this reverse bias for a time equal to the turn off time of SCR. If we maintain this reverse bias less than time equal to the turn off time of SCR, then this thyristor may again start conducting without a gate signal. So we have to maintain this reverse for a time equal to the turn off time of SCR. On the similar lines, anode current should be held at a value less than holding current at least for a time equal to the turn off time of SCR. Will start conducting if the current in the circuit increases beyond the holding current level even without a gate signal. Now according to second condition, we have to maintain a current level less than the current, that is holding current level. Now we have to maintain this condition for a time equal to the turn off time of thyristor. If we have maintained this condition for a time less than equal to the time of turn off time of thyristor, then this thyristor may again starts conducting without a gate signal. So we have to consider these very points also, that the reverse bias or minimum current maintenance should be maintained for at least the time equal to the turn off time of thyristor. Now we will discuss the techniques to turn off SCR. These techniques are broadly classified into two main categories. These are natural commutation techniques and we have force commutation techniques. Actually, we have classified all the techniques into different classes as class A commutation technique, class B, class C, class D, class E, and class F. From class A to class E, these are forced commutation techniques, and class F commutation technique is known as natural commutation techniques. We will discuss first of all the natural commutation technique. Natural commutation technique, that is class F commutation technique, or it is also known as line commutation technique. In this technique, the must condition is that the supply voltage should be AC. That is, if we are using a DC supply and using this commutation technique, the thyristor will not turn off. That is, AC should be the supply voltage to apply natural commutation technique. Why we actually use supply voltage as AC for this commutation technique? Because a negative voltage will appear across the SCR in the negative half cycle of the AC voltage. Actually, AC voltage has positive and negative peaks. Whenever a negative peak comes, the SCR will turn off due to reverse bias condition, and when it positive peak comes, it will start conducting. So for positive cycle it starts conducting, and for negative cycle it will be reverse bias, so it will be turned off. There is no special circuit required to turn off the SCR. For this commutation technique, there is no special circuit required. That is why this commutation technique is called as natural or line commutation. Now we will discuss the circuit diagram and waveform for this natural commutation technique. This is the circuit diagram for natural commutation technique. Here we have supply voltage, that is AC, for any natural commutation technique. This is the thyristor which is to be turn off, that is which is to be commuted, and this is the load, that is resistive load, through which output voltage can be observed. This is the waveform for natural commutation process. It is the input voltage, that is AC voltage. It has positive and negative peaks. The second waveform is the waveform for the thyristor, in which we have set a firing angle. This alpha angle is the firing angle, that is the angle at which thyristor has to be turned on. That is, we can actually maintain the turn on time of the thyristor by using this firing angle. Using this firing angle, we can turn on thyristor at any instant during the positive half cycle. Now the third diagram is the output voltage. This is the output voltage waveform of, that is the output voltage across the voltage across the load. In this waveform, as you can observe, that there is no voltage when there is a negative peak. This is the negative peak and there is no output voltage. During this phase, the thyristor, the SCR will be off, and during the positive peak we have seen there is a output voltage. Here the SCR will conduct, and here in this phase, during this negative phase, there is no output. In this phase, the total output voltage will be 0, and during this phase, during this negative voltage, the voltage across SCR will develop, and this voltage will be the as similar as the voltage across the negative peak. So this is the output waveform of the thyristor. You can see that at this instant of time, when there is a 0 voltage and the negative peak starts at angle pi, the thyristor will turn off and there is no output voltage. And when again this positive peak comes, the thyristor will turn on and the output voltage will develop. So this is a natural commutation process using AC supply as input. During positive half cycle, the thyristor will conduct and the output voltage will develop, and during the negative pulse the thyristor will be reverse bias, so it will be turn off, so there will be no output voltage during the negative phase of the AC voltage input. Thank you.